Damn. Here we go again. Why, hello there everybody, and welcome back to the GRT Gr4 Season 3 Round 2 at Fuji. Hope everybody is doing well. Hopefully you can hear me. I hope. I'm just going to presume you can, because that's what I do. Afternoon, Mikey. How are you doing, buddy? Congratulations on P1. Hopefully you can have the same result in one of these two races that we're doing. So yes, round 2 at Fuji. Probably the most loved and hated track amongst GRT. It's probably up there with Bathurst, probably. I'd take a guess. I'd take a guess at Bathurst, but you know. Well, that's not true. Look, I know the Megane's slow in a straight line, but it's quite good at Fuji. It's not bad. Yeah, so that's what I mean. So you have some people in here, like this guy, who actually really do like this track. But then you have some people like yourself, Mikey, who hate the track. This guy loves it though, I'll tell you that for much for certain. Probably his favourite track on the game. But you know, good with the bad at the end of the day. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing well today. And hopefully we will have some great racing here yet again. Ooh, as unfortunately Marmite picks up the second penalty there. And that is the first change. Penalties are on for this week's race. This will be a good test to see if the Megane is actually able to keep with anything else in a straight line. Let's have a quick look. And that is the speed of the Megane in a straight line. It cannot even come close to Kazi on the straights, but it can keep close, which is the main thing. See Marmite, who is currently 6th fastest around the track right now. As Rob and JD are entering. They're feeling that we're going to see Tej pop up shortly as well. Yo Hibby, how you doing, buddy? And good luck to you as well, Hibby. You know what it is? I would honestly say the NSX might actually be a dark horse here. Right on cue as Tej pops into the track, into the lobby now. I would honestly say the NSX is a real dark horse around Fuji. It's a good car around here. Even though you probably might disagree with me, if I'm honest. But hopefully you can get out some good results, both of you two today. Looking forward to watching his race. So let's have a quick rundown of the people in the lobby at the moment. We have Mr. Kazimitsu, who had a very good performance out last week, but unfortunately just came up short to Rob, who is currently in first in the championships after last week. But both Rob and Kazi both having a great lead over the rest of the field already. Them two duking it out the entirety of the weekend last week. So it was really good to see them both battling it out and giving us some great action there as well. So we actually have Rocketman, who was in second. Actually, that's my mistake. I was looking at the wrong tables because I'm a great commentator. I know my stuff, clearly. Tugging on collar. But yes, Kazi is bringing up the overall points total at the moment in the gold split. Rocketman is currently leading the silver split as well. It's a good job to them too. We have Josh in the NSX, who looks to be setting a very good pace around here early. Unfortunately not having the best weekend at Bathurst last weekend. Hopefully he can improve on his performance this weekend, as he now has his teammate back, which we all love to see. Hippie, who don't know is he ready up yet? There he is, look. Hippie's in the Ferrari though. Not quite sure. I thought Hippie was meant to be using the NSX. I might be mistaken. Good to see him. As we see, yeah, we'll just ignore that. Rocketman with a half-second penalty as well. He's in first on the silver split as well, so he had a good points total last weekend, Bathurst, in that Ferrari. We see Rob as well, managing to set his first time of the day. Managing to put up a very good fight and good performance last weekend, and he's now currently second in the gold split, and no doubt he will want to continue that here this weekend as he picks up a half-second penalty. The penalties are going to be might actually be the decider of some of these races, to be honest. As we see JD, who's also coming through the picture there as well. It was smack bang in the middle of the pack in the gold split this time around on 16 points. Consistent driving from JD last weekend, and he managed to get some very nice points. Hopefully he can again have some good results and bag himself some more points this weekend. I see Mikey in the other Megane as well, who unfortunately didn't manage to quite have the same consistency last weekend, but still is right behind JD with only 1 point difference separating the two. So it should be very good to see them two battling it out in the Megane again this weekend. We also have Tej, Rob's teammate. Unfortunately, Bathurst really not suiting that Cayman this time around, so hopefully he can have a much better weekend this weekend at Fuji. Hippie out on track now in that Ferrari. So Hippie actually going with the Ferrari for this season rather than the NSX. That is my apologies. I did not realise that he was in the Ferrari this season, but there you go. Good car, the Ferrari. Should be competitive at Fuji, especially down that front straight as you saw before. Even in the slipstream, the Megane, which is a large majority of this field, cannot catch it in a straight line even with slipstream. So it should be interesting to see how Hippie gets on in his first weekend of Gr4. We also have Wrighton as well in the Ferrari, as you saw right at the beginning of the stream, who currently sits in third place in the gold split. Good consistent performances from him, sitting in that third place spot in the gold split, so really good job from him as well. Hopefully he can again replicate that today. We also have Sean, Gad, Jay and our leader Kazi, as I said before, in the pits, ready and raring to get going. All 14 drivers out on track at the moment, and we'll be starting very soon, as Sean has now put in the chat. So it should be a lot of fun here today yet again, and you all know I'm really looking forward to it. Afternoon Kazi, good luck today buddy. Hopefully you can have some good results here again this weekend. Alright, as we say as well, as Sean gets qualifying underway, so I believe it's a 10-minute qualifying. So we see Josh there rounding out an SX and selling some donuts. Let's have a quick look at the constructors as well after last weekend. Let's have a quick look and see how they are looking after last weekend, shall we? So we actually have Catastrophic Motorsport. That is in first place after last weekend on 47 points. That is Wrighton and Rocketman, double R, R&R, some would say. Rounding out that top spot in the constructors after last weekend. Then just behind them by 1 point is Cars for Kids. Then in third place we have Team Prisma Chicken on 39 points. The Marmite and JD. Razor's Edge Racing, we all know who them two are. With that, don't think I need to repeat that again. KRJ Team Racing. Then Hippie Elgin. I'm pretty sure you can guess who them guys were. We also have Guinness Racing as well. See the first few guys coming up to the twisty last sector now. And surprisingly, everybody is out on qualifying at the moment. You can see Kazi just wants to get that better position and hopefully get the slipstream down that front straight. Kazi already using that big old noggin of his to his advantage, and hopefully he can get that slipstream on the front straight. Let's see if he manages to do it. Let's have a quick hood cam to see how much he's able to catch Mikey on this pit straight, because it's going to be a big one. Let's look at the slipstream from that Ferrari. There's something as wide as McGann. And there he goes. Right past like it's nobody's problem. And coming into the first corner now. So it'll be Kazi and Mikey leading the way, followed by Hippie. Then Sean in fourth place, Jay and Racer just behind him. Gard in seventh place, Rob in eighth, Marmite in ninth, Josh in 10th. We have Wright in 11th, Tej in 12th, just coming onto the first corner now. JD in 13th, and Rocketman will be the last to cross the line on this first set of laps. So it looks like Rocketman's just backed out a little bit on this lap and opting to maybe just get some space to the guys in front before setting his laps. You can see how well though that McGann of Mikey's is able to keep up through these twisty sections here. And it'll only be the straight where Mikey really loses out, to be honest. And remember, it is the feature race that is first. So it's the feature race. I'm not quite sure how many laps it is this time around, but then after that we will have the sprint race, same format as last week. So it should be some really good fun. As you see, the first two guys of Kazi and Mikey rounding the last corner into the big main straight. And Mikey actually really close on the back of Kazi there. Let's have a quick look again to see. You can see just the McGann just has so little power, it is not able to catch Kazi on that pit straight, and Kazi ends up taking the first lap with a great 1:43.9, already into the 43s there as he goes wide at that first corner. We have all the times coming in now. We have Rob coming in second place with a 1:44.444. I'd like to see him try and do that one again. Mikey in third place with a good lap with a 1:44.6. Hippie just behind him in that Ferrari, great start for his championship with a 1:44.8. Jay in fifth place with a 1:44.9 just behind him, but even closer to Jay is Racer with a 1:45.0, only 0.03 of a second behind him there. Wrighton and Gard in 7th and 8th place. Unfortunately, Gard picking up that penalty on this lap, so he will have to abort this lap and try again in the next. Sean in 9th place, Josh in 10th, Marmite in 11th, JD in 12th. So it looks like them two have just held off on these laps and hopefully be able to get some good times now on their first laps here. Tej and Rocketman also just looking for their first laps here. As we see the front guys again just working it around the final corner, and we will have some other people who is going to be first across the line. We still have Mikey in first place, Hippie just behind him. Will there be any improvement from these front guys here? Mikey comes across the line 1.7 seconds slower. Hippie also comes across the line, not improving. Jay is the first one to improve out of them guys, but not managing to move up any positions. Rob also improves his time, but not enough to move any positions. Marmite comes across the line with a great lap to put him in 6th place, and Josh right behind him by 200ths of a second in that NSX there. Good laps from them too, and we see the other guys coming across the line now. JD and Teach Manager coming across the line with a 1:45.4 for JD and a 1:46.9 for Teach, and Rocketman also comes across the line with a 1:45 flat to come in provisional 9th place. Some good times and some good speed shown so far as we cross the halfway mark of this qualifying session. See if anybody else can replicate this. So you have Kazi still just in the lead at the moment. Looks like Rob might have backed out of that lap. No, Hippie just backing out of his lap there, currently sitting in 4th place. Not too far behind the leaders, to be honest. It should be a good performance from Hippie here today. Let's see what he can do for the rest of this, as again the front guys coming around the final corner. So you can see Mikey in front there. Let's see if he can manage to replicate that time from before. He doesn't have the slipstream on the straight this time to benefit him. Let's see if that hampers him here. Does manage to go slightly quicker with a 1:44.5 there. Improves his time, but unfortunately not his position. Just moves him a bit closer to Rob and a bit further away from Hippie there. Good stuff from Mikey as the rest of the guys look to come across the line with no real improvement here. You can see a few of the guys actually coming into the pits as well to change their tyres before the start of this race. As Tej comes across the line just to better his time. Unfortunately not managing to move ahead of any of the guys here. Hopefully he can improve that lap time slightly more and be right in amongst the pack for the feature race. Look a bit further down the field now as you see Jay in 5th place. Razor's Edge Racing, sponsored by Gary, rocking a police livery. It's the fastest looking Porsche police car I've ever seen. That looks like it belongs in Need for Speed, to be honest. Law and order in quotation marks. Let me tell you, there is nothing law and order about anything in Razor's Edge Racing. So them quote marks are very much needed for them too. See him rounding off the final corner. Ooh, he's getting a bit tail happy there, coming out the last corner that will compromise his run on the straight. He might actually have Racer's slipstream now though, as Mikey comes into the pits. Looks like he's going to be done for this lap. Will Jay end up improving on his lap here? Oh, he's not. That little moment on the final corner just costing him that little bit of time. Unfortunately does not manage to improve on that lap. No improvement so far. Again, as we see some other guys from the back of the field now coming across the line with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this session here. So you Wrighton with a great time puts him up into 3rd place. That's a great time with a 1:44.467. Separates both Rob and Mikey there. Great times from him. Really showing what the Ferrari can do here. And with the only improvement on that lap, it looks like, for Wrighton. Good stuff from him. as he actually goes purple in the first sector by 1/1000th of a second. Very close between him and Kazi through that first sector, even without slipstream. Let's check back in a bit later on to see what else Wrighton managed to do now. Marmite sitting in the middle of the pack in 7th place at the moment. Very close either side between Jay and Josh as well, as he's managed to improve a little bit there on this lap. Hopefully he can keep it together and squeeze another couple of positions before the start of this feature race. Good luck to you too, Mikey. Good performance there in 4th place in that McGann. Just so much lacking on the straights there, as Kazi sets a new fastest lap there. Rob in hot pursuit there. A 1:43.8 for Kazi and a 1:44 dead for Rob there. These two really trying to chase each other down, and this will be their final lap to do so. As we see somebody go wide of the first corner there, we'll have to try and see who that is a bit later on. Will there be any more improvements? Tej managed to get his improvement in and managed to just move slightly ahead of Sean there, and managed to get a 1:45.7 for him to move him into 13th place. And this will be all of their guys' fast finals laps here. So let's have a look if there's any more improvement from these guys, as Kazi is now quicker in the first and second sector by almost 1.5 hundred. So I think 1.5 tenths, that's it. Maths hard. Stay in school, kids. As the timer ticks down now into the final laps of this race, can Kazi keep together and extend his lead at the top of the field here? Very nice lines from Kazi here. He comes past the pit wall. Is he able to improve on his lap? He is 1:43.7 for Kazi. Great stuff from him. Will Rob be able to improve? No. Half a second off for him. Jay coming across the line. Will he be able to improve? No. Unfortunately not, as we see a few other guys coming down the field here. I see Marmite looks to be quicker on these laps. Oh, just missing out there. Unfortunate for him. Wrighton coming across the line now. Will he manage to improve? He does, but not enough to move up any positions. Great lap from him, 1:44.445. Very close to Rob's original time there, just by 1/1000th of a second, so good stuff from him. Let's have a look to see if there's anybody else coming up to the line now. Yes, there is. No, Josh just getting it a bit wrong on that lap, not managing to improve. Let's have a look at and no further improvements from the rest of the field there. So see Gard not managing to string that Porsche together this time around, but as we all know, Gard doesn't care about qualifying, he only cares about the racing. It doesn't matter where he starts, it's where he finishes that counts. Giggity. So anyway, with that, Kazi coming in pole position by 2.5 tenths compared to Rob in second place. Wrighton in third there, great job from him, just beating out Mikey in fourth place. Hippie in fifth, Jay in sixth place, Marmite in seventh, Josh in eighth, Racer in ninth, Rocket Man in 10th, JD in 11th, Gard in 12th, Tej in 13th, and Sean in 14th place for the start of the first feature race here. Should be a lot of fun, this one. Let's see what the starts are like here. As we have an awful angle to start the field here. We have the 5 lights. And away we go. Let's see, Rob gets an amazing start here. You can see just behind him as well, Mikey not far behind him either. Rob's on the inside of Kazi, coming onto the first corner. Rob manages to squeeze ahead of Kazi there. Great stuff from Rob. Mikey on the inside as well. Will he manage to get past these two up in front as well? You have Wrighton in fourth place challenging Mikey as well. Wisely decides to back out coming into the first couple corners there. Good stuff from these guys. It looks to be pretty clean so far. Marmite also managing to move up into sixth place, and the poor start of Hippie there, not managing to make up any ground here, but as you can see, there's a huge battle coming on for fourth place here as Marmite managed to also get past Jay, who is now in fifth place. The power of the Porsche over that McGann, and Jay's now on the inside of Wrighton, coming in the tight hairpin. Wrighton tries to stick it around the outside, goes a bit wide. Jay manages to get the move done on around the outside of the next corner. Oh, but he unfortunately picks up a second penalty. Disaster for Jay there. Really not sure how he managed to pick that one up. It might have been he'd gone a bit too much on the inside of the curve of the hairpin there. Unfortunately managed to pick up that penalty. As Marmite in the background there as well, just managing to keep out the way of that there. Whoops, wrong button. Let's have a quick look there as Jay is moving back down into ninth place there, and he's battling Josh now in eighth place, who managed to take him as well. Great start from Josh to manage to move up into eighth place. Poor start from Hippie this time around, but I have a feeling he's going to be on the harder of the compounds. Yes, he is. Now in 10th place, battling both Jay and Josh here. Let's see what happens in the first corner. Will be three wide into this first corner. Josh up the inside of Jay. Good move from Josh there. With the only NSX on the field. Great stuff from him. Let's keep eyes on this battle here. As you can see, Hippie just going a bit wide. The Ferrari really not responding well to their medium tyres in this early stage of the race. Oh, we can see Gard and Tej in the background there, just dueling as well. Gard managing to get up the inside of Tej. It's three wide as they come through this back section. Right hand here. Oh, as we see a bit of carnage there. Somebody's in the wall. Let's have a quick look to see if we can see who that was there. Looks to be somebody in front there. Looks like Wrighton's actually managed to pick up a penalty. Let's see if we can see that back. Oh, it looked like Jay just got a bit too hot into the brakes there, and unfortunately ends up going round there. Really unfortunate for Jay there, and unfortunately puts him back into 14th place. Not what Jay would have started. A great start from him, but unfortunately that penalty just a downfall of him once again. Really unfortunate for him there. Let's see, now that means Marmite is now moved up into 4th place. Great start from him to manage to get this. Wrighton in 5th place in that Ferrari as well, managing to keep that position. Rocketman just behind him in 6th, managing to make a great start. JD in 7th as well. Good start for him, managing to make that McGann work in the racing scenario. Gard also up to 8th now after starting in 12th. A great start from him on the harder of the compound as well. You have Hippie just behind him and Racer just behind both of them now, after their couple incidents, managing to make up a few positions in this early stage of the race. And speaking of race, Racer on the inside of Hippie there. Let's see if he can manage to keep it on the softer compound of tyres. Oh, as you can see, T just going a bit wide in the background. Ooh, bit of contact there. Just have to have a quick look back at that. See, it's very quick coming around here. Just gets a bit wide, and really unfortunate for both Tej and Josh there. Just managing to collect each other. Really unfortunate for them two now. As now they move to the back of the field, and Jay moves now up into 12th place. Really unfortunate for Tej there, just gets a bit on the grass. Really unfortunate there. Let's have a check back on the front of the field. Rob now in first place still, with almost a 1 second gap to Kazi behind him. Kazi just managing to save that tiny bit extra fuel, and you can see how much more speed that Ferrari is able to carry on the straights. Mikey and Marmite behind them, both again on softer compounded tyres, managing to make gains in this early stage of the race. Wrighton in 5th place is the highest medium tyre runner right now. So good stuff from him. His teammate in 6th place right behind him, as we can see a battle for 7th place developing here. Gad managing to move up the inside of Marmite, of JD, sorry. Racer is also on the outside of JD now. Will he manage to come back at these guys? No, Racer looks to have bailed out of that move right there and allowed JD to take that spot back. That Ferrari really not responding well to the medium tyres. He's not been able to make up much ground, but we all know Hippie comes back strong the later in the race. We'll have to see where he ends up later in the race when he's on them soft compounded tyres. We see Racer actually managed to get a much better line out of the left-hander onto one of the back straights here. JD just backing out and letting Racer past. He's on the softer compounded tyres. Smart move by JD and a good overtake from Racer to now move up into 8th place. Thanks Foxy buddy, hopefully you're enjoying the race of the day. So see Wrighton, Gad and Racer, all this group catching up to the back of Wrighton, who leads this group. It looks like almost every one of these guys is on the medium tyres now. See Racer actually is on the soft tyres, as mentioned before. Wrighton, Rocketman and Gad all on the medium tyres here. Gad managing to make up some excellent ground in the early stages of this race. No problem Foxy, just glad you could join us for a bit mate. Ooh, so you see Racer managing to move down the inside of Gad, but lovely cutback move from Gad there. Let's see that again. So you can see Racer just coming up to the back of Gad now. Just gets a bit too hot on the brakes, but look at this from Gad. Textbook from Gad. Cutback of dreams, great stuff there. And Racer still battling with Gad as they come round the long right-hander into the tight left. Ooh, Gad just going a bit wide there. Let's stay with this battle to see where they end up. Does Racer manage to mount the challenge into the tight hairpin? Gad looks to be taking a more defensive line, opts not to. Sensible racing from these two, don't want to lose too much time battling each other. Sensible, smart racing from these two. So we have a quick look behind now. Hippie in 9th, JD in 10th, and Jay trying to make up for some mistakes there in 11th place, just behind them. You can see the Megane just has, even if it's on the same compound of tyres, you can see the Megane just has so much more grip compared to that Ferrari. And although JD's got the run here, he will not be able to match the power of that Ferrari. As you see Jay in the background now, hopefully managing to pick up some scraps. It's going to be very close coming into the first corner. Jay moves to the inside. Will he manage to get the braking point correct? Just on the inside there. All clear, and he actually managed to take Hippie on the inside as well there. Will he manage to keep that momentum into the tight left-hander here? Hippie backs out and Jay goes through. Great moves there from Jay, securing that 9th place, and he can hopefully push on to catch the rest of the pack in front of him now. As JD has also managed to just get past Hippie, who goes wide around the long left-hander there. The Ferrari really not responding well to Hippie this race. But he is on the harder compounded tyre, so hopefully he can show us stuff later in the race, as said before. Now let's have a quick look at the pack. developing here for 5th place, and Rocketman actually has managed to move ahead of Wrighton. Let's see if we can see anything with that. No, it looks like Rocketman might have been able to catch his teammate Wrighton on the straights and has moved into 5th place here. But you can see how close Gad and Racer are behind him here. You see Racer really trying to make that advantage work for him on this softer compound of tyres. Wrighton just opting for the tighter line around that last corner. As you see, the first of the guys to pit here, Kazi, in the pits now to get off those soft tyres and maybe opting for a 2-stop. Maybe opting for a 2-stop here as he goes back out onto another set of racing softs. Interesting strategy here, and he actually manages to make it ahead of this battle for 5th place, crucially for Kazi. Kazi opting for the 2-stop here could be a smart strategy, as Rocketman is fending hard from Wrighton now. These two will not want to battle as much though, as they are teammates at the end of the day. They will not want to slow each other up. You can see Gad as well behind him, managing to keep that gap as well. We saw Racer, looks like he's went to the pits as well. Again, Racer also opting to look to maybe at the 2-stop here. Might be the smarter strategy of the two. Let's see how the rest of the race escalates. So that means Mikey is now in the 2nd place with a 4.2 second gap to Rob in front of him, and a 4.2 second gap behind him to Marmite as well. So a bit of a gap between the front 3 now. Let's see how quickly Kazi can catch back up. As we see him right on the lap of Marmite, he should be able to breeze past him on the main straight here. He has the grip into the final corner. Beautiful run out that final corner. Look how much time he's managed to gain on Marmite there. Marmite signals for Kazi to go past. Kazi goes down the inside. And you just see how quick that Ferrari is in a straight line compared to that Megane. Megane has all the downforce in the world, but on a track like this it does not benefit him at all. Morning Danny, how you doing buddy? As Kazi now sets a purple sector on his first lap out on these fresh set of tyres. Crucially, both Kazi and Marmite managing to close the gap now to Mikey. Looks to be struggling on these soft tyres. The tyres not working as well this time around for Mikey, and they seem to be a bit more worn than usual on the Megane. Of course I'm good Danny, I have some great racing to watch and commentate over. We can just see the tyres there really not holding up well on that Megane at all, and I imagine Mikey would be coming into the pits now, as he would be losing a lot of time here. But crucially, all 3 of these guys are now gaining on Rob, as there's now only a 4-second gap between the rest of these guys here, as Rob looks to make a mistake on the final corner, does not get as big a drive. Does Rob pit? No, he actually opts to stay out. Rob going for the 1-stop strategy here. That might hemorrhage him. Look at that front left tyre. He's going to be losing so much time to Kazi. But again, he's going for the... Oh, we can see just how much magnificent drift there around the first corner. You really think he would have been putting on a fresh set of tyres and not wanting to go around the track on an incredibly worn set of softs there. You can see Kazi is already within 4 seconds of Rob and catching extremely quickly. Rocketman now into 3rd place, and Wrighton also right behind him. Still, these two working together very nicely. to just conserve a bit of fuel, and looks like they might also be going for a one-stop. Gard's just tagging onto the back of them as well, managing to save more fuel in the pair of them. And also having slightly better tyres. The Porsche is slightly better at conserving tyres than the Ferraris, and you can see it in the graphs there. Mikey, after pitting, came back out in 6th place. He will be going to the end on them set of medium tyres, but will the fuel last him? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like it will, but he might have just underfueled slightly there. But we'll have to see if he can manage it well enough to the end of this race. Marmite just behind him. Again, these two managing their Megans very nicely here. Should be an excellent race between these two later on. Racer just behind them on his other set of Rating C softs, and you can see Rob coming into the pits there. Kazi already passed him on the front straight, and there's a huge gap between these guys right now. As you can see, all three of these guys opting to go into the pits now. Rocketman though stays out. This could be crucial for the rest of this race. You can see Gard, how much more fuel Gard has managed to save, and he's now on the soft tyres, so he will be chasing down everybody here. See both Mikey and Marmite. And look at how much time they've managed to gain on Rob now. Mikey within a second gap of Rob in front. All of these guys will be going for the one stop, but it's going to be a race to the end between these guys. Stay tuned to see how that plays out. See Racer really trying to put that hammer down as well on the set of soft tyres. Remember, Racer's going for the two-stop this time around, so he's one of the other guys that is going with the alternative strategy, and will be pitting for both tyres and fuel, as he still needs to put on a set of the mediums, and that is definitely not enough fuel to get him to the end of this race. Hippie in 7th place as well. Actually managing to jump Gard in the pits as well. So Hippie managing to put the hammer down on them new sets of soft tyres and managing to jump Gard in the pits. And that will also be a race to the end, so good recovery from Hippie. Opting for that slightly earlier pit, and it's actually benefited him here. As you can see now, Rocketman is now in the pits. But you can see right now, is now stuck in a group of cars. You can see actually Josh, Wrighton and JD are all now battling for position. JD just opting to stay clear of this battle here. But you can see guys in front here as Josh goes a bit wide, and Wrighton manages to take that 9th place away from Josh. As you can see, JD as well coming by Josh, who was on the harder compound of tyres, but unfortunately Wrighton picks up a second penalty that will allow both of these guys to go back through now. But you see Rocketman actually comes back out ahead of his teammates still, so the undercut not working out for Wrighton this time around, as he was stuck in a battle there. Hippie and Gard battling it out now. Gard on a fresher set of compounds there, managing just slowly draw in Hippie now. They won't want to fight too much, because that will allow Rocketman behind them to catch back up. Gets a nice run out that final corner. see just behind them, Racer actually managing to catch up to Marmite and manages to pass him on the front straight there. Good job by Racer, but again he will have to pit again. Hey Travis, how you doing, buddy? Ah, that's your new PSN name, that's good. Managed to come up with something then. Oh, good stuff, buddy. Nice to hear from you again. As Racer now moves into 4th place ahead of Marmite, but again, like I said before, he will be coming back into the pits at some stage within the next 2 or 3 laps. That looks to be how long the fuel will last him now. The question is, can Hippie and Gad on a softer set of compounds catch Marmite in front of him? These guys might even be battling for the podium now, as Mikey is also on them racing mediums. But he is setting some really consistent pace here. As you can see, Kazi now coming into the pits with a 23.5 second lead. But will it be enough? He will now go on to the medium tyres. And we now be taking fuel for the end of the race. Manages to come out the pits there. And Kazi with a blinderer strategy is now well ahead of Rob and Mikey behind him, and is also on a fresh set of compounded tyres. Great strategy there from Kazi. And he will now be on to the end of the race. Great stuff from Kazi, just going so much more quickly on lower fuel and fresher sets of tyres there. Great stuff for Kazi, and manages to move ahead of Rob by 3.7 seconds. Great strategy there from Kazi to get out on top. And unless he makes any mistakes, I don't see any way of Rob catching him. But only time will tell as we look back further in the field now. Gad close right up to the back of Hippie, who now seems to be struggling a little bit more on them tyres. Let's see if Gad can mount a challenge here. Hippie going wide of the corner, Gad on the outside. Will the Porsche have the speed of the Ferrari? Hippie looks just to back out of that corner there. Stuff for Gad there, who is now in 5th place. The Roggen Man now as well, also on a softer compound of tyres as he puts a move on the inside. Looks like he has more grip than Hippie on that one. Little bit of a touch there. And Hippie now coming into the pits again, it looks like. The Ferrari not being suited to Hippie this time around, and looks to be switching onto a different set of tyres yet again. Might be going for another set of soft tyres here for the end of the race. Doesn't look like he'll need fuel. Oh, he does. Splash and dash of fuel there for Hippie, and off he goes again on a new set of soft tyres. He'll be able to gun it to the end of this race here, so he'll be setting some electric times here for Hippie. Let's see where he ends up at the half of this race. So we move back up to the front of the field now. Mikey and Marmite still separated by that 4-second gap there. Hey you go, buddy, how you doing? Haven't heard from you in a little bit. Good to see you again, man. And yes, it is looking very tight. And you can actually see at the front of the field now, Rob has actually managed to close the gap slightly to Kazi now. Maybe a mistake from Kazi, or maybe just Rob's consistent and quick driving, just catching out Kazi here in this latter stage of the races, but they seem to be toing and throwing between this entire race. Let's see if they can get any closer by the end of it. Kazi just getting a slightly better run on the main straight. But again, just that 3-second gap separating them. Good stuff from both of these guys here. A quick look a bit further. Been managing to move within slipstream range of Marmite here. Will he be able to mount a challenge into the first corner? You can see that, you just see the time on the left hand side there. 5, half a second, 4 tenths, 3 tenths, 2.5. Gard's going to go for it down the inside. Excellent stuff from Gard there, and managed to take that place away from Marmite and moves up place after. I did say it, ladies and gentlemen, never ever count out Gard Gaming. Started in 12th place, qualifying, who needs that? I'm just going to go and get a podium anyway. Excellent stuff from Gard yet again. Good stuff there. Let's see, hopefully he can defend against the challenge of Marmite and come out on top in this scenario. Great result for Gard. Let's have a look a bit further down the field here. So you can see Wrighton and JD now within half a second of each other. Rocketman just in front, managing to gain that little bit more of a gap. On these two for a minute here. JD just losing a little bit of time through this tight section here. And again, JD looks to be on slightly better tyres than Wrighton in front of him now. So you can see a battle between Gemini and Hippie now. Gemini looks to go into the pit as Hippie is on fire right now on that brand spanking set of soft tyres, and Jay looks to be doing the same. Just putting a splash of fuel in now. Comes out in clean air just behind Tej. Sorry, just behind Racer in front of him. You can see actually Kazi has now actually managed to widen the gap between him and Rob, opening it up to 4.5 seconds here. Maybe the grip limit has been reached on that Porsche as Kazi is on the fresher set of tyres here. You can see how much more life them tyres are on the Ferrari than the Porsche there, but they have both managed to make ground on Mikey behind them. Let's have a quick look back to 4th and 5th as Marmite is still right on the back of Gard, whose tyres look to be dwindling now. Marmite looks to be in the slightly better position of the two now, as their medium tyres will now start to come into their own right at the end of this race. But they can't battle too much because Rocketman is now 2 seconds behind the both of them. But then again, he is also on the soft tyres, so he really has to try and make this work and catch them as soon as possible before the soft tyres reach their cliff. You can see Gard actually managing to pull away from the McGann and slipstream. The time is actually completely even between the two. You can see a battle in the background there, JD and Hippie going at it, Hippie managing to move past JD. Let's see if we can have a quick replay of that. Yeah, clean as you like, Ferrari in a straight line, no defence against that from JD, and is still behind Hippie in 9th place there. The Megane not best suited for Fuji, but some people are managing to make it work here. So you can see Hippie now, great line from Hippie there, managing to move that slight bit of gap ahead of JD. Let's have a quick check on the action in front. As you see, Gard still defending from Marmite, and now the gap is close to under 1.5 seconds between Rocket Man and Marmite. This is going to be very close between the two, as he now under a second. He will be in slipstream range for this main straight. It's going to be very close between these guys on the final lap of the race. Let's keep the battle with these guys at the moment. As you can see, Kazi now is 7.7.5 seconds ahead in that gap there. Back as we enter the final lap of this feature race. Rocket Man doesn't look to quite have the advantage of the slipstream this time around. So you can see Marmite just in front of him. Does he manage to mount a challenge on Gad? No. Very good break point from Gad. Then turns it in and manages to get the car stick. But Marmite has got a much better out of the corner, and will he be able to challenge for fourth place now and potentially save himself from Rocket Man behind them? Excellent battling from these two throughout the entire race between Gad and Marmite. The soft tyres just dwindling now for Gad, as he is also on incredibly low fuel. That will help him. But Rocket Man is now half a second behind both of these two. Can he pick up scraps from these two in front? It's now a three-way battle for fourth place. As you can see on the mini-map there, the leaders. Oh, really rough there from Rocket Man, just squeezing up the inside of Marmite. Really rough there from Rocket Man. But Marmite does exactly the same back. Good stuff from him. Heavy defensive work from Marmite here. And Rocket Man just... really, really messy stuff between these two there. Let's just have a quick replay of that as the leader come across the line. You can see Marmite's just on the inside there. Rocket Man really on the inside. Just pushes Marmite out the way. Really unfortunate for both these two as they both come across the line there. Rocket Man manages to take that fifth place away from Marmite. But nonetheless, that will not take away from the excellent performance Gad has had that race to come home in fourth place. But your winners here today, Kazi, with a great strategy, managing to move 10 seconds ahead of Rob in the end. Great stuff for Rob to finish in second. Another great position for Mikey finishing in third place. Good fourth place for Gad. Rocket Man in fifth. Marmite in sixth. Wrighton coming home in seventh place with a very close to Hippie on the end. Fortunately, we'll save the replay and have a look to see how close they were behind. Good stuff from Hippie there to recover to 8th place. JD in 9th, Racer in 10th, Gemini in 11th, Josh in 12th, Sean in 13th, and Tej in 14th. Good stuff there from everybody. Yes, congratulations to you, Kazi. Let's have a quick rundown of them times yet again. So Kazi coming home with another first place in this league. Great drive from him. His strategy was key in the end there, opting for the two-stop, and it looked to be the much better strategy this time around. Going 6 laps on every set of tyre he had there. Pitted on the 7th lap. Changed to another set of softs and managed to make out a great gap to Rob behind him, and just extended it from there. But let's not take away from the great performance Rob had battling throughout them two but he still managed to take home second place. Mikey in third place with a great drive from him in Nat McGann, finishing the top McGann of the day. Gad in fourth place, which is drive of the race by far for me, starting in 12th place, finishing in 4th, excellent drive from Gr here today, yet again in the GR4s, really finding his groove in that Porsche now. Rocketman in 5th, just taking away that 6th place from Marmite, who finished in 6th place there, incredibly close between them two at the end. Wrighton in 7th place, Hippie in 8th, who managed to recover there. JD in 9th, not managing to make the McGann work this time out. Racer in 10th place. Jay, fortunately, in 11th, not managing to recover again from them earlier incidents. Josh in 12th place. Sean in 13th. And Tej in 4th, with Kazi taping fastest lap of the race on lap 8 with a 1:45 dead. Excellent stuff there. And we will be starting at exactly 3 o'clock. And some light-hearted banter between the guys here after that first race. So it looks to be Josh howling his way up down that pit. Still handled it like a champ though, Rob, I will say. But yeah, just unfortunate the 2-stop did look to be the little bit better strategy here in the end, but a lot of you guys managing to make that 1-stop work again, particularly as well. Yourself, Mikey, all you guys, great racing from you today, so congratulations on the 2nd place, Rob. And who knows, more greatness might occur in this one. You never know. You never know. See, Josh is the first out to get some practice laps in on them soft tyres time round. So this is the sprint race. The race is a third of the length of the feature, so I imagine it will be 6 laps around this track. No tyres, no fuels, all out battling here. And I believe it is a rolling start off the top of my head, so the McGanns will struggle off the start line here. So you can see JD, Kazi and Racer all out. And if anybody's noticed, we are on the short variation of Fuji now, if anybody did notice, for this race. So if somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if any of the tracks we do race have 2 different variants, so a regular version and a short version in this championship, we'll be using the long version for the feature race and the short version for the sprint race. So I imagine if Red Bull Ring does come up, which you shouldn't ask me because I don't know the schedule, because I'm a brilliant commentator, clearly. Packed full of knowledge I am. So then we'll be using both the long and short version for them tracks. Ooh, see Racer just getting a bit too hot on the brakes there. Jay on the field now in 5th place, and Gard just resting in the pits. Just chilling, relaxing. Shooting some b-ball outside of school. Josh, the first one to set a time, looks like he had a bit of a mistake on that lap. No doubt he will be much quicker than that during the race. Josh will have the big advantage on the straight line because he will be one of the ones that has slipstream going into the first corner. So it should be a really good battle from these guys in front. JD and Kazi both coming across the line there as well. The best track is the feature race. Okay, fair enough. I guess that makes sense. We're not going to Maggiore at all, are we? Not going to have to do like Maggiore GP for the feature race, and then we're going to have to do northeast southwest for 4 sprint races or something, or I hope we don't. To be fair, actually, I would rather just do north, south, east, west, or whatever the hell variants there are of that track, apart from GP. Because GP is the worst variant of that track. Apart from reverse, I do like that. Well, I guess GP2 is its own track. Maggiore reverse is great. Maggiore normal, I don't like. Nah, Fuji's an alright track. It's not bad by any means. I'm trying to think, what tracks don't I like? Apart from the stupid ones like Northern Isle. I mean, to be fair, that's my most hated track in the game, Northern Isle. It's garbage. Absolute garbage. What tracks don't I like? Maggiore GP is definitely up there. GP2 I like. Oh yeah, Seaside. Of course, Dragon Trail Seaside. Seaside, again, the Seaside 2 I like. It's just the regular way around that I don't. I'm a strange creature, really. Yeah, I would say that's probably my top 3 hated tracks. Dragon Trail Seaside, Maggiore GP, and Northern Isle Speedway. That's my top 3. Or my bottom 3, I guess. I would rather race any other tracks bar them. Maggiore GP can be fun, it's just 9 times out of 10 it's not. Let's hear your guys in the chat's favourite tracks before the start of this one. What's your favourite tracks in the game? I mean, not that there's that many to choose from. Better be favourite, Mikey. Better be favourite. I imagine it probably is because I've never heard you once say you hate Interlagos, so looks like we're getting ready to start this one. What's my 3 favourite? To be fair, Interlagos is probably top 3 for me. Bathurst is probably there. To be fair, I like a lot of tracks in this game. Contrary to popular belief, I do actually like most of the tracks in this game. There's a few which are just awful. You know what it is, out of all the tracks, actually Monza is probably up there now as well as one of the worst for me. It's not that I don't like Monza, I'd just rather race somewhere else other than Monza. But anyway, enough about that. A couple of seconds to go, and here we go. Oh, and Kazi and JD coming together there. So, here we go. Oh, grid start again. Looks like we're not doing rolling. So I take it back, the Megans will actually have a slight advantage at the start here, as we saw last time. Let's have a quick look back here. Tej first on the grid. 5 lights, and here we go. Oh, looks like we're restarting. False alarm. Right, and fails to take out TJ at the start there. Oh, look at this, Mikey's in first place. Oh, who's going to be the last one though? Who's going to be the last one? Oh, oh, oh. Ah, wanker. Mikey's the rotten egg. Ah, wanker. Mikey's the wanker. He's the last one in. Tut tut. See, but what I've just confirmed there though is that the struct check works. That's all that did. So just waiting for all the guys to ready back up now. Yeah, I'm sure you would have taken not roll and start Mikey, if I'm honest. I'm sure you would have been perfectly fine with that one, if it was a grid start. You know what it is though, Megane is actually very quick off a grid start. It's just obviously on this straight, it's crap. On this track, on the rolling start, it's crap. Looks like a few of them are having a little parade lap here. Smile for the camera, boys. Kazi really has it in for JD. What did JD do to you? So you see a slam from them guys as well behind. See, this is the equivalent of them just frolicking in the meadows in between all the pansies and the flowers. Just carnage. Look at them all. Looks like everybody's in. And we're getting ready to go racing once again. Here we go. False alarm. Second tries the charm. As we see, I believe Kazi darting across the screen there. I mean, it could have been Kazi or Racer, to be fair. I'm not quite sure, but hey ho. There we go. That looks a lot better. Rolling start here for the sprint race. Tej on pole. Sean will more than likely, unfortunately, lose out in that Megane into the first corner, as it's all about acceleration and top speed on this one. Here we go. Coming to the line now. And we are underway here. see a few guys warming up tyres in the background there. You can see how much Josh in third place has managed to make up on Sean there. Going to be almost under half a second. Ooh, Sean looks to go wide of the first corner there. Josh looks to try and make a move on the inside of Sean. Will he be able to make it stick? Sean is able to make it stick. Josh goes wide. That might be a penalty for him, as Jay just in the background there in fourth place. Oh, unfortunately T just went a bit wide then and went off the circuit. Really unfortunate for Teej there. But Sean into first place, closely followed by Josh, Jay, JD, Racer and Hippie all behind them there. Oh, it looks like Sean just goes a bit wide in that corner, I think forgetting that it was the short layout there. Oh, and he gets reset as well. Really unfortunate there for Sean. Looks like Sean forgot it was the short layout and braked a little bit too much into that corner. That now puts Josh into first place with Jay right behind him in second. Hippie now moves into third place ahead of JD. Wrighton managing to make a move on the inside of JD there. Now all of these guys will be in slipstream range. You can see Mikey just in the background managing to hold on to the back of both Kazi and Rob here, but you can see how much that McGann struggles in a straight line. Mikey slots in behind him now. So coming to the first corner, Jay on the inside of Josh. Clean as you like for Jay. Both power out of that first corner. Jay manages to get a run. So you can see Hippie and Wrighton there in third and fourth place. Great start for Wrighton, managing to move up into fourth place already. Ooh, Jay just goes a bit wide of that corner. Hopefully he gets away with it and doesn't incur a penalty for that. Looks like he gets away with it this time. Josh in second place, just holding up the rest of the pack here, wanting to make as much ground as possible. Josh goes a bit wide of the corner, allowing Jay to just open out that little bit more of a gap. If Jay manages to break the slipstream before the front straight, it will be very good for him. Just only a second separates the front four at the moment. Wrighton goes down the inside of Hippie. Hippie looks to get the cut back. Doesn't look like he has quite as much traction as you would have liked on that one. Jay takes a very wide line into the last corner. Gets a lovely drive out the corner, but it's not going to matter too much because the NSX will be quicker in that slipstream. Has Jay done enough though to hold him off into the first corner now? And time starts to drop between these guys now. Under 4/10. Barreling up to the back of Jay now. Hard on the brakes for all these drivers. Josh just missed the apex slightly, doesn't get quite as good a run. So you can see these guys in the background there, Kazi and Rob trying to move up the field there. Looks like there's a little bit of a tap there, coming into the fast corner there. Kazi managing to move ahead of Marmite. Unfortunately, incurs a half-second penalty for going wide of that corner. Rob looking to try and make a move the inside of Marmite there. Ooh, really unfortunate there. Looks like Rob just gets a bit too hot into the corner. Unfortunately ends up taking Marmite out with him. Let's have a quick replay of that. You can see Rob just there, just gets a bit too hot. Marmite tries to recover it and unfortunately the back end just steps out on him there. Really unfortunate for both of them too. So now Rob sits in 11th place and has to do all of his hard work again there. See Kazi just still having that Just carrying that penalty around with him a bit too much there. And see if he can burn it on this main straight. As you can see, there's a battle for first place now. You can see Wright and Gem and Hippie all battling for first, second and third here. Let's see who gets the better brakes into the first corner. Jay just having a bit better on the brakes in the first corner, but it does go a bit wide. Wrighton gets the cut back. Jay will be on the inside coming into the corner. Will anybody yield? Jay just slots right in behind Wrighton there. Great driving from these guys there. As Wrighton goes wide of the corner, that might incur him a penalty. Looks to have gotten away with it this time. See, close battling all over the field now. As we are over halfway of this race. You can see Kazi managing to move up into 6th place there. Josh just clinging on in 4th place there as well, sticking on the back of these leaders. Good race from him so far. JD managing to move into 5th place as well, but he will be slow on this straight. Oh no! Here's the commentator as Josh just goes a bit wide there, and unfortunately the back just steps out on him. Fortunate for Josh there, he now moves back into 10th place. Kazi just carrying around that penalty again, not burning it. That's over a lap now Kazi has for that penalty. It might have been because of that touch with Marmite, but he's still carrying that penalty around with him now. Just rounding that long right-hander there. Kazi again just not burning off that penalty, just keeping it with him. Stewards might have to have a look at that after the race as Hippie just goes a bit wide, gets on the rough stuff. That allows Kazi to go up the inside and slot through into 3rd place there. Ferrari not handling well for Hippie out this time at Fuji. Hopefully he can keep it together for the latter half of this race. Have a look at the 2 Porsches are battling behind them now, 8th and 9th, Gad and Roth respectively. Both have Racer and Rocket Man in front. These 2 are at it again in the 6th and 7th place. Ooh, Rob just getting a bit squirrely there. You see, Kazi just tries to burn that penalty as well, but does allow the rest of the field to get back on him. JD now moves up into 4th place, but he will more than likely get overtaken by these guys here as well. You can see this will be a battle coming into the last lap of the race. Kazi finally manages to burn the entirety of that penalty there and keeps his 4th place on the main straight. See Gad in the background there challenging Racer. Gad managed to move on the inside of Racer there, great stuff from him. Battling happening all over the field here in this race. Looks like Rockman gets a bit better run out of them corners than JD. Will he manage to mount a challenge? Ooh, look in front! Oh, and Jay just loses it. What happened here? Let's have a quick replay of that. Coming into the fast right-hander, what happens here? Oh, he just gets wide and breaks on the grass and goes skipping right across the chicane. And unfortunately GRT Sport just resets as well. Disaster for Jay on the final lap there, as all of them are coming around the final corner now. Kazi managing to move up into second place there. Will he manage to keep it towards the line? Looks like he might be able to. Wrighton comes across the line in first place, Kazi in second, great result from him, Hippie in third, JD and Gad, Rocketman, Rob, Josh, Racer all coming across the line there, Mikey and Gemini coming across the line, Marmite after that early incident, unfortunately he didn't manage to recover. Wow, incredibly close between them guys at the end there. The top 10 separated by almost 5 seconds there. So great job for them guys there. Wrighton coming across the line in first place. Great result for him. Let's have a quick rundown of the results yet again. Wrighton in first place. Great job by him to make that gap in first place and manage to move 2.4 seconds ahead of Kazi in second. Another great result for Kazi though, a first and a second in both the feature and sprint races means massive points for him this time around. Hippie in third place, a great recovery from him to make it a Ferrari 1, 2, 3. JD with the highest finishing McGann, a really good result for him in fourth place. Gad in fifth, taking also the fastest lap of the race. That's some extra points that he will very much want as he comes home with a very consistent fourth and fifth place now in that sprint race. Rocketman managing to hold on to sixth place there after some good battling. Rob unfortunately not managing to move up the field as quickly as he'd like and involved in a couple of incidents as well during that race, managing to take seventh place there. Josh in eighth, despite having a little bit of an incident earlier in the race, managed to recover to 8th place, so good recovery from him. Racer in 9th place, Mikey again not managing to move up the field. Jay was unfortunately very high up the field there until the last lap, unfortunately just got a bit wide on one of them corners and ended up straight across the track. Marmite could not replicate his good result from earlier on in 12th place, Tej in 13th and Sean in 14th there. Great results for all of these guys, and again just some general great racing as well. If anybody wants to, I will be looking at the replays again. If anybody would like to share this feature race, that's it, the feature race from today, if anybody has it saved, would you mind sharing that? I can have a look. I imagine they're probably screenshots from today's race from Sean. So, if anybody would like to share the replay from today's race, that would be just swell. That would be the feature race. I don't need the sprint. I've saved the sprint race. If anybody would like to share that for me, that would be very kind. You know what, actually, we're going to look at the sprint race first. I really want to see what all the action was about in that one. So while yeah, don't worry, Marmite, I'll be looking back at that again. But saying that, let's recap on the action you just watched as well during the sprint race. If anybody would mind to share again, if anybody would like to share the feature race that just occurred, that would be very much appreciated. Again, it's the stupid thing is when you get like it's like a pixel on the grass and it just takes the car around, especially in the Megane. I really feel for you there, Marmite. But great result in the feature race though, buddy. It was a great battle between yourself and Gard for most of that feature race, to be honest, so great job by you two there. So let's just have a quick look as well. So let's put it on Sean for a second because I want to do this. Yeah, that's what I want. Well, I can't seem to put it to the front view for some reason, so that's very nice. Guess that's a replay bug. You see how much time like the rest of the field gains on this Megane here though. It's quite silly to be honest. But let's have a quick change back of views there. To be honest, the start seemed fairly good, if I'm honest. Let's have a quick rewind back. No, completely clean start there. I guess that's what happens when you have rolling start for a change. Good stuff from these guys. Let's have a quick look. Quick scroll through. Oh yeah, what happened to the start stage here? Fair enough. Right. Yeah, sure, Josh, no problem. We'll get to that in a little bit. To be fair, there was so much action here, just in the entire race. To be honest, I couldn't even get to see like the rise of Hippie and oh, what happened in this one then? Because there was a big change of positions here. Just managed to move down the inside of Racer. Wrighton was on the inside of Racer there as well. Just a bit of a snowball effect really. Nothing too drastic though. Good driving from all these guys though, just to make up their positions, to be honest. Great opportunistic driving from everybody here. I mean, that's fair enough, Josh, but at the end of the day, you can guarantee you some people have done exactly the same on them corners, and they haven't got any penalties for it, they've just driven on. He should have just continued. But yes, well, fair enough. At least that's the reason for it. Of course, Josh, yeah. To be fair though, it still wasn't a bad result for you guys. Still a 3rd and 8th, so it was a really good result for you guys still overall. No, you put on some great shows today, Josh. Be sure what the NSX could do. I think I'm just... yeah, let's just have a quick look through again, so... So this looks like where it was Marmite on this lap, actually, so... Yeah, I think that's more just unfortunate for... So Kai's picked up a half-second penalty here. Rob tries to make a move down the inside, Marmite goes to avoid. They both end up spinning and Marmite just gets it a tad wide. Yeah, unfortunate. And Gard once again reaps the benefits of it. Speed of them guys behind compared to JD and the McGann there. Kazi getting very nice onto the braking zone there, managing to move ahead of Rocket Man into the first corner. Unfortunately I can't move this camera too much. Unfortunately whenever it gets locked for some reason. Fair enough, Kazi. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Again, it's just like cars just seem to lose grip on some corners. Ridiculous. I feel for you, Josh. To be fair, there was just so many overtakes, to be honest. Let's try to avoid JD and Rocketman when they're on the inside there. Good stuff from Rocketman to get through. You know what it is? Let's just keep it on here for a moment. I want to see how this happened. Because it's the final lap here, and Gard's in 8th, and he ends up 5th. So he's on the inside of Racer here. Gets on the inside, manages to go through. Good overtake. Does Racer come back through or not? No, it doesn't manage it. Yeah, the last sector can be a pain, I'll give you that one, Josh. So Jay has his off here. So that moves him up into 6th. So where does he get Rocket Man then? Can't get Rocket Man on the straight or... Ooh. Hang on, I need to see that again. Not too much contact there actually. That's a lot like beef. That's weird, it looks like there is and isn't contact at the same time there. Contact there at the end as well. It's very close between all of these guys. Racer actually manages to move ahead in 7th place, but because of the penalty, That's how he ended up ninth. Okay, let's have a quick look at that last corner and stuff again. Why can't I change it? Much better, so there's not really much in it there. Rocket Man's still on the inside. Guard gets a bit of run out the corner. A little bit of contact between Rocket Man and Rob there. Fair enough. So what was it? It was turn 3 through 5 you wanted, Josh. Before I forget. Tiny bit of contact between so I'm guessing this is what you're talking about here with Rob. I think yeah, I think that's just a bit unfortunate. Josh, Rob had to slow right down because of Racer and Guard battling in front. So he had to slow right down, and because of it, the back end stepped out a little bit. You can see it here. He just doesn't have the grip there. Unfortunately, he just doesn't see it coming. I think Josh. That was more so because Guard and Racer were battling in front of him. I think. No, good stuff. Good stuff overall, and because I just really want to have a quick look. How close was Jay? That's so unfortunate, man. Literally, like, I can pause it at this moment. Look at it, man. That's how close Jay was. So unfortunate for Jay, man. Wish there was a slow motion mode in this. That'd be fun. That pains me to look at that, man. Sorry, Jay. Cannot catch a break at the moment. Thank you, Sean. Let's have a quick look at this then, shall we? Good afternoon, Angela Browning. Angie. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, so if Jay was allowed to continue there, like, he would have been fine. But again, GRT Esports says no. Screw you. Really bad luck there. Hey JD, how you doing, buddy? You two race has some great racing today. That's good. Good, Josh. Good to know that you're picking up on things and improving. That's all we want. But yeah, you showed some great racing today. I think that last section in Fuji, especially on the time we had it, like for the NSX, it's like for it to step out like that is like fairly common. So like getting just a rotten bit of luck on that where it just decides, yeah, I'm just not going to have grip anymore. So yeah, really unfortunate for there, buddy, but good racing for him today nonetheless. So how's the weather today? Good. Need some elevator music right now, to be honest. Okay, JD, no props. To be honest, I'm probably going to be taking a look at the first lap in general. You know what it is, Sean? I literally said that on the stream. I think Sean's definitely forgot which variant that we're racing around. It's the short version, not the full version. It doesn't matter how long it takes you, Josh. It doesn't. As long as you do get there, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you improve your driving as long as it takes. I don't know how long it took me to get good on the pad, to be honest. It took me years as well to get good on the pad, so let's have a quick look at the front of the field here. Oh, why is it locked? Stupid thing. Let's have a look at the start here then. Great start from Rob. Look at Mikey in there as well. You see it right in there being attacked by both Jay and Marmite. Good overtake by Jay there. So what does he actually get the penalty for in this? Coming up the chicane. No, he was just forced to go on the inside there to avoid right, and then gets penalty system once again showing its ugly head. The chat's lagging a bit now. So many of you posting in the chat now that it's not actually letting me view it anymore. So let's have a quick look from JD's perspective. Actually, let's just do this. We've got Wrighton. There's Hippie. I think Hippie actually managed to see that coming as he just stayed out the way. To be fair though, JD, you actually managed to nail that corner, not gonna lie, even though you braked late. Like, look at this. super late on the brakes, but somehow managed to make it stick. Huh, good stuff. I think you guys have actually managed to break the chat. It's not loading through anymore. Well, good job guys, you broke it. I hope you're proud of yourselves. Is there any other incidents in the chat? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, you guys have officially broken the chat. Good going. Let's reset my YouTube, see if that works. There we go, it's back. Yeah, so what I usually do is, Josh, I use a keyboard for the race, but it's easier to go through the replay with a pad, I think. You know what it is? I refreshed in YouTube, like went out the video and gone back, and then gone back in, but then I had to shut down my YouTube for it to refresh the chat, so you know. I told you, man, it was all of my years playing on the Wii. It's exactly what it was. It trained me well. So is there any other incidents that anybody wants to have a look at? And want to have a look at one in particular, but that's on the last one. Yes, he did as well, Gad. I did find that quite funny. Sean was the one to remind everybody, but then forgot himself. Heat of the moment, I guess. It was the heat of the moment. Good song. No, it's to do with the keyboard. For some reason, if you still have it like in look back mode, when you like come out of things, it doesn't change. It doesn't change on the replay, so you can't actually flick it between it. It's just because of the keyboard. It's not because of the pad or anything like that. It did it last time as well. With that, I don't think there's anything I can particularly remember. It was just great racing, to be honest. I think your game's broken, Jay. If I'm perfectly honest, mate, I think your game's broken because on the chicane, it blatantly shows you, like, because you were trying to avoid writing on the outer side of you, you ended up cutting a bit too much into that chicane. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was for. But if it's still saying you're a contact penalty, which doesn't make any sense. Because you had 4 tyres over the white line coming in the chicane. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it doesn't. Just doesn't. You know what it is though? You know what I think we should do as a channel who's pretty much who's like built the foundation off of Gran Turismo Sport? We should make, when GT7 comes out, we should make a rant video about the history of Gran Turismo Sport, and then just like pretty much shit on it. Which would be really funny to me, I think, and just make it just completely stupid. And then just call it the history of GT Sport, which I think would be quite funny to do. Overtake of the race, by the way. Lovely cutback from Gad. Showed that again on the replay on stream. Love me a good cutback. Skip ahead to the end of the race. Can't go too quickly now, otherwise my game will blue screen. It's fun. Dum-dum-dum. Okay, so this battle started here, the beginning of lap 15, when Gad managed to catch back up to Marmite, and it ran through to the rest of the race. So 4 laps this battle lasted. Gad managed to keep in front for this battle for 4 laps. Again, just because the Megane has such crap straight line speed. That's all it was. Great drift from you there, Gad. Again, just battling away. To be fair, like Marmite and Gad, I think have had some of the best battles in we've had in GRT, to be honest, between Gad and Marmite. So let's have a quick look at this. So you can see Marmite just goes a bit. It's just the same thing. It's just sloppy. This is the start of it anyway. The tyres were dead, but Marmite looks to defend the inside and this contact twice. You can see there, I can't change it so it's actually 1, 2. And there's contact there again as Marmite tries to come back. That's just sloppy. It shouldn't need to escalate to this all the time. It's like, to me these 2 moves didn't happen. Shouldn't have happened, sorry. Yes, it was aggressive, but Marmite's still defending the inside there. And yeah, it's just sloppy, to be honest. You can see Rocket Man, but still there's no gap for Rocket Man there. There's no gap for Rocket Man there to try and move up the inside. It ends up contacts twice during that corner, but then Marmite pretty much does the same on the next one, just to try and get back in front before that because of the contact. But then it just escalates further again. Just like this is the kind of stuff we just don't want to see happening. So Marmite goes for the gap here. There's contact there again. Then there's no room for Rocket Man there, and he makes the space. I don't know. there's such a better way. He could have went wide and just got a much better exit out of the corner instead of trying to just almost barge the way past in the end. But yeah, that's the only thing I want to look at. But anyway, and since we didn't see it in the stream as well, well, I hate that button. Why is there not one from the end too? I don't understand. Why is there not one for the end? Never mind. Well, with that, I think that's going to conclude today's stream. Action-packed as always. Never ever short of great racing. Some really great stuff today. Let's just get the chat. For some reason the chat just keeps freezing on me now. It's fun. Thank you, Josh. I try. But yes, with that, that will be the end of today's stream. Thank you all very much for watching again, and thank you for everybody that was racing today. Again, just good fun to watch and commentate over. If you guys didn't make it as fun to commentate, then I wouldn't have as much fun commentate over it, unless the racing was just superb, which it always is when I watch it. So yeah, with that, we shall end. Thank you, Rocket Man. Humbling, to say the least. But yes, you can say thank you to your fiance on my half. Much appreciated, as always. Much love from all the chat, as usual. And yes, so schedule so far this weekend. Oof, good one. So I think, well, we'll have Super Form on tomorrow at 9. That's always going to be happening. Going to be looking forward to that again. I believe Marmite will be doing the commentary for that again. He does a superb job from that, as always. And then I have a feeling, if we can get the coverage for it, because nothing else will be happening tomorrow on the channel during the day, I want to see if we could potentially get that Civilization stream up and running, if Gad and Tej are in the chat. I know Gad's in the chat, if you're still there, Gad. If you potentially could we get the Civ stream up tomorrow, maybe, and start a game of Civ for the channel? And that'll go on for like a good few hours. If it does happen, it'll basically be just myself, Tej and Gad either cursing a lot because of the shit that happens in the game, or it'll just be us three yelling at each other. So, and don't worry, we'll make the game interesting, where we'll just go to war constantly. We'll just do stupid shit in Civ, if it does go ahead. Because we have wanted to try and do a Civ stream for quite a while now. So hopefully we might make that work tomorrow, if both Tej and Gad and anybody else is up for it as well. Anybody else who has Siege. Siege, what about Civ? Thank you very much, Kazi. Yes, so hopefully we should get the go ahead from that tomorrow, and we could hopefully do a day stream where myself, you and Tej could stream Civ tomorrow. And if there's a fourth party who wants to join in Civ as well, more than welcome to. You have Civ 6, Jay? Fair enough, Gad, fair enough. Well, the offer's there. As I say, if you can or cannot make it, because I know Marmite also has Civ, So unless if you can't, he might be able to, if Marmite's still in the chat. But yeah, so hopefully we can do something like that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that on the channel. If it does go ahead, that'll probably start. I would, well, to be honest, considering how long Civ lasts, that wouldn't be a too bad idea, to be honest. But we will probably be looking to start that early, maybe about 12-ish. Hopefully, because then we can get quite a good few hours in of Civ before we all have to disperse. I was thinking if we're going for like the entire afternoon, start at 12 if we're able to, and then just go through the entire way until like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or something like that, if I wanted to make like an afternoon out of it. But anyway, I'll message you in a bit about that. But yes, we will be Civ. I keep getting my words mixed up now, man. Yes, great commentary, and just get two games, completely different genres and everything, and just get completely confused with each other. Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. We will be doing that tonight, so no doubt that will be streamed on the channel. I know quite a few people in the chat love a good Siege stream, so a lot of us will be doing that tonight, no doubt, and we'll probably be, to be honest, I imagine we'll probably be finishing our placement matches for ranked. I have a feeling that's what we're probably going to end up doing anyway. I had some really good games yesterday actually, so looking forward to that. Yeah, we're going to be getting more ranks tonight, so that should be a lot of fun. And apart from that, I think that might be it this weekend. But then again, we'll probably so Siege tonight. Don't know what time that might start. Might be about 6, 7, 8 o'clock maybe in that region. Then we'll also have Civilization 6 for the first time. I'll be playing on that on the GRT channel, I believe. Unless Tej can probably correct it. Actually, coming to think of it, it's probably not the first time we've had it on the channel. But if so if it's going to be Civilization 6, come back or new, not quite sure. Don't ask me, I'm bad. And then we will also have Super Formula tomorrow at the same time of 9 o'clock, hosted by yours truly of Marmite. Yours truly, what am I saying? I need to get off. Right, with that, before I start rambling on about God knows what, I will end the stream here. Take care, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for racing. Yeah, catch you guys next